Chapter 7, Getting to know plants. This chapter is about plants. कुछ प्लांट्स बड़े होते हैं, कुछ छोटे होते हैं, तो कुछ जमीन पे पड़े हुए बस हरे रंग के फैलाव की तरह होते हैं. अलग अलग तरह के पत्ते होते हैं, अलग अलग रंग होते हैं उनके, और कुछ अलग अलग तरह के फूल होते हैं. Now let us try to know different parts of any plant, which eventually will help us to understand the differences between plants of different kinds. Now activity 1 asks us to look closely at the stem and branches of number 1, plants which are much smaller than us, plants which are about our size, and number 3, plants which are much smaller than us. While noticing these plants, take closer look at these stem. Check if they are tender or hard. Tender means soft. Also notice from where the branches grow. Are they close to the ground or higher up on the stem? Table 7.1 mentions 3 kinds of plants: tomato, mango and lemon. And if you look at the column 2 of the stem, it mentions either they are green, tender, thick or hard. Column 3 mentions from where the branches grow, at the base of the stem or higher up on the stem. And column 4 is the final column in which it categorizes these kind of plants into 3 parts. Now based on the characteristics we have written in the table, plants can be classified into 3 categories which are mentioned in column 4 of the table, and those are herbs, shrubs and trees. Now if you look at the picture of these 3 plants, tomato plant, mango and lemon, you can see tomato has green and tender stem, soft means. Mango has thick and hard stem, while lemon has just hard stem. It doesn't look so thick. So how will you characterize herbs? What are their characteristics? Herbs are plants with green and tender stem, usually short and may not have many branches. When you look at the shrubs, these plants have stem branching out near the base. Stem is hard but not thick. And when you will look at any tree, for example mango, these are very tall and hard and thick brown stem plants. Stems, base, branches in upper part, much above the ground. Now there are some other kinds of plants as well. If you look at this picture, the plants are growing on the wall of the house. This is creeper plant. Creeper. Plants with weak stem that cannot stand upright and spread on the ground or whatever support they find. These are called creeper plants. While those that take support on neighboring structures and climb up are called climber plants. If you look at this climber has taken the support of stairs, and while this climber, which is mentioned in Ncert, has taken the support of something standing there. These both are different from herbs, shrubs and trees. Now we will look at the different parts of plants and try to understand each. We will first start with the stem. What a stem does. Stem conducts water. Minerals dissolved in water also move up in the stem along with water. Water and minerals go to the leaves and other parts of the plant attached to the stem through narrow tubes inside the stem. Second is leaf. 2 basic questions we will have to look here is, are leaves of same size, shape and color? And how are they attached to the stem? So the part of the leaf which is attached to the stem is called petiole. Broad green part of the leaf is called lamina. Lines on the leaf are called veins. These are kind of like in humans. thick vein in the middle of leaf is called midrib. Design made by veins in a leaf is called leaf venation. If their design is net-like on both sides of midrib, it is called reticulate venation. In the leaves of grass, you can see the veins parallel to one another. These are called parallel venation. Here are different kinds of venation. Only two are mentioned in our book, so we'll look at these two only. You can look at the picture and see different kind of venation here. Now, water comes out of the leaves in the form of vapor by a process called transpiration. Plants release a lot of water into the air through this process. Now, how do plants get their food? So, leaves prepare their food in the presence of sunlight and a green colored substance called chloroplast. For this, they use water and CO2, carbon dioxide from air. This process is called photosynthesis. Oxygen is given out in this process. So, process of making food by plants in the presence of sunlight with intake of carbon dioxide and water is called photosynthesis, and byproduct of this process is oxygen. The food prepared by leaves ultimately gets stored in different parts of plant as starch. So from here we get is कि खाना जो बनता है प्लांट्स में वो लीव्स के थ्रू, वो सिर्फ लीव में ही स्टोर नहीं होता, वो डिफरेंट पार्ट्स में स्टोर होता है अलग अलग जगह इन द फॉर्म ऑफ स्टार्च. स्टेम सप्लाइज लीव्स विथ वाटर एंड लीव्स यूज दिस वाटर टू प्रिपेयर फूड. And extra water is lost in the atmosphere through the process of transpiration. Now, how do stem and leaves get their share of water? This is done through the root system. Roots are the part of plants that are found in the soil. Roots help in holding the plant firmly in the soil. They are said to anchor the plant to the soil. Anchor मतलब पकड़ के रखने वाला. Now, there are two kinds of root: taproot and fibrous roots. These four are types of taproot in which there is one main root and these small parts are known as lateral roots. When all roots are similar, this kind is called fibrous roots. Okay, so there are two main kinds of roots. Now, we will look at the parts of flowers. There are two main broad distinction in parts of flower. One is called petals and second one is called sepals. This is green colored thing which is called sepals. It is found in the outside, and inside of this we found petals. When they grow up, they become like this. When we remove the petals and sepals to see the rest of the parts, we find stamens and pistils. Stamen is the male reproductive part of a plant and pistil is the female reproductive part of the plant. Innermost part of the flower is pistil. Ovary, it is the lowermost and swollen part of the pistil. There are some bead-like structures inside the ovary. These are called ovules. Number of sepals, petals, stamens and pistils may be different in different flowers. Sometimes some of these parts may not be even present in some plants. A complete flower is the one which has both male and female reproductive parts. If you want to look ahead and find more definition, sepals are the modified leaves which enclose and protect the other parts of the flower when it is still a bud. मतलब जब पैदा होता है प्लांट तो छोटे से फॉर्म में उसको बर्ड कहते हैं. तो जो आउटर कवरिंग होती है वो होता है सीपल्स, और ये सीपल्स का काम होता है इनर पार्ट को प्रोटेक्ट करना. Petals are the colored brightly substance which functions just to attract the insects for pollination. तो मतलब जो अट्रैक्टिव कलर होता है ना बाहर की परतों पे, जैसे ये पिंक कलर, इसका मेन काम ये होता है कि इंसेक्ट्स को अट्रैक्ट करना, so that pollination can happen. Stamens is the male part of the flower, which consists of, stamens के दो पार्ट हैं, anther and filament. और pistil is the female part of flower. It consists of stigma, style, ovary and ovule. Now here are some keywords. These are easy ones if you have listened to this lecture carefully. Climbers, which take support of other structures to survive. Conduct, creepers जो फैल जाते हैं जमीन पे. Fibrous roots जो सिमिलर इन स्ट्रक्चर होते हैं. Herbs, टोमेटो प्लांट जो था. Lateral roots जो छोटे पार्ट से मेन रूट्स के अलावा टैप रूट्स में. मिडरिब जो बीच वाली वेन है. ओव्यूल फाउंड इन द फीमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव पार्ट ऑफ अ प्लांट, पिस्टल्स में. पैरेलल वेनेशन जो ग्रास में होती है. पीटल जो सीपल के अंदर वाला पार्ट होता है, जो बड़ा होके अट्रैक्टिव ब्राइट कलर का होता है टू अट्रैक्ट द पॉलिनेशन. पीटियोल इज द पार्ट ऑफ लीफ विच होल्ड्स इट टू द स्टेम. Photosynthesis, the process by which plants make their food. Pistil, female reproductive part. Sepal, shrub, stamen. Stamen is the male reproductive part. Taproot, one of the root system of the plants, in which you will find the main root with lateral roots. Transpiration, the process through which leaf lose water. Trees are the other kind of plants. Then herbs and shrubs. Veins you will find in human as well and plants. So another thing is summary. You can read one by one yourself. We do not need to lose time for this. And here is the exercise. Kindly read each of the question carefully and try to attempt. Just give it a reading. You will know every answer.